How are you getting on, folks? Look at, I think we can call a spade here. Today wasn't necessarily our best day in terms of predicting races for Cheltenham, but I suppose for those who've been following me and those who have been, I suppose, getting on board the bets, we're up, I suppose, overall for the week, which is absolutely brilliant. Like realistically, this has been the best festival that I've had calling races more so than anything else. It's been a great week for Irish racing, especially with what's gone on in the past, I suppose, the past couple of months now, between the case with Charles Burns and obviously with Gordon Elliott then as well. It's great to be able to say, well, look at, we're the best in the world at this, and we know exactly what we're doing. So that's exactly what I was hoping for. I was delighted to see such a dominating performance for the Irish team. Realistically, I think a lot of the British racing fans are scratching their heads, but realistically, I suppose when the funding is there, and when the I suppose the quality of trainers, quality of jockey, just quality of everything in terms of the equine sport, it is better in Ireland. Like it just goes without saying. Like we don't call ourselves the best in the world for nothing. Like, we do definitely back it up. And look at, we'll forget today. Today was just, I suppose, a flash in the pan. It was a very, very enjoyable week overall, and look at, thank God, we were able to pick out a few decent prices that kept our heads above water more so than anything else. Moving on to tomorrow, there's a double header on in Ireland, and I am going to be covering both of them. Now look at, whether you're going to be having a bet tomorrow or not, it's completely up to you. There's no guns to the head job here now with this one, especially with Wexford being a point-to-point meeting. Like, Thurles is a tricky enough track as it is, but trying to call point-to-pointers is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Like, it's tricky business, but look at, we'll do our best. We'll crack on, and hopefully things are going to get bigger and better for us in time to come. We're 2 subscribers shy of 400 now. We're definitely making serious inroads now. But there's still, I think, 47% that haven't subscribed to the channel yet. So look at, if you're lucky enough to get on the back of a couple of winners thanks to me, or if I've made you money over the past week, look at, please just hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out, and we've got a lot of exciting content coming up now in the next month or 2 months now, depending on, I suppose, things going our way in terms of plans and everything else like that. But I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'm going to cover the meetings tomorrow. We'll start off with Thurles. We'll start off with what we know. The first race off, 2:15. There's a sharp price favourite in here for Denise Foster and Jordan Gainford. Look at, there after having a great festival. But I'm personally going to be siding with Stephen Carey and Simon Torrance with this one, with She Shun Sunny. Try saying that after a couple of pints, it'd be tricky enough. But this one here is currently priced in around 5-1. I suppose for those English racing followers that would follow me, you would know that She Shun Sunny was a bumper winner for Alan King, and a fairly decent hurdler as well. Now, since, I suppose, moving to Ireland, it's put up some. Well, look at it. It only raced once in Ireland, and it unseated the rider. So, like, you wouldn't really be too confident going in here. But I suppose, looking down through the English form, 4 1/4 lengths second behind Fixed Sun. Just going in around here now. Shantu Vow, Accelerator Express, were ahead of it the time before that as well in Suddle. Was am I looking for here? There's another third I want to get into, but I can't seem to click on the right one. Mr. Coffee, Oscar's leader. Uh, Favor has actually turned out to be a fairly decent horse for the skeleton team. So it was, what was it? It was 3/4 lengths in front of that particular horse this day. Now, I suppose when you think about it that way, this horse here has to come in here with serious potential. But I'm not necessarily sold on this Banks buy at 11-8. I think he's very much too short here. I think he's going to need a run. Looking down through his bloodline, they tend to do need a run. But it's a tricky one to call. I suppose, look at if She Shun Sunny can put up a performance there that's I suppose similar enough to the Alan King days and go on to be able to run a decent race. You would have to seriously consider this horse here at 5-1. I think he's got a great heat race shout, and it should be one to be definitely looking at in time to come. Next race then, the 250. This one here is going to be the patron pick of the day, so I'm not going to be covering that, but I will, I suppose, give more details about that in time to come, just at the end of the video. Next race then, the 325. I am personally be going with the Rachel Blackmore and Shauna Hearn setup, the Queen of Irish Racing, as we now like to call her. Ask and Answer. Now look at for those who've been following the Patreon, you would know the last day we were on marshalled when this Ask and Answer was third last time out. Now Ask and Answer put in a very, very decent performance that day, and really put it up to Marshall, who is no slouch. He is a very decent sort, and he does, I suppose, put in his best work around Clonmel. But West is Best, another very, very decent horse, very decent handicapper in Ireland. He actually went on to nab Marshall on the line, but this Ask and Answer is definitely overpriced in my opinion. I think Rachel Blackmore, if there's any horse that the day is going to be coming soon, like Rachel is definitely going to get it there. In my opinion, she is one of the best jockeys around. If not definitely the best now at this stage. She, like, looking at the race, and I suppose the race and there this week, you would have a serious, I suppose, argument to make for Rachel Blackmore being Ireland's best jockey at the present time. But I think the time is starting to come for Ask and Answer here. I think 6-1 is very much overpriced. I think he's the best value horse of the race, and he should be definitely thereabouts in the finish. Like, realistically, when you look down through his form book, pulled up 8th, 9th, 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 3rd. So that was a serious improvement, folks. He's definitely getting a great pull of the weights. He should be thereabouts in the finish. Any sort of improvement should see this horse go on to win. But at the price he is now, I definitely would be suggesting to go each way just to be safe. 4 o'clock then, I cannot look past Felix Deji. In terms of looking for a winner, this horse is going down in grade. Like, realistically, when you're looking for a sure thing, Felix Deji at 4-5 is definitely the one to be on. I can't look past him. I think he's definitely nailed on. In terms of an each way aspect, I would be siding with both Jack Hackett for the Kieran Murphy, and obviously look at Rachel Blackmore again, and Montaigne D'Argent, who, for those who have been following there for the past couple of weeks, would know that we had a very big price winner with this Montaigne D'Argent last time out in Goran Park. So look, it's hard to know. I can't look past Felix Deji. He's dropped in class. He's meeting a fairly beatable field here. But in terms of value, I would be definitely suggesting each way on Jack Hackett and Montaigne D'Argent at 14-1 and 20-1. Both of those are massively overpriced, but realistically, they'll have to settle for second best here. 4:35. This one here is a bit tricky. I'm going to sound like a broken record here, folks. I'm going to be siding with Rachel Blackmore here. Great can for Edward O'Grady. When you look down through the form, the last run is put in. Obviously, look at Wynox, very decent horse for Philip Rothwell and JP McManus. When the ground is right for him, he's a very, very hard horse to beat. The Chapel Field for Willie Austin, who is another very decent horse. He's always put in a very decent run. There's no doubt about it. He's always been very, very solid, very, very consistent, more so than anything else. And Montaigne d'Argent, who ended up going on to win next time out. This Great Can was 3.5 lengths behind that particular day. Rachel Blackmore is now on board instead of Philip Enright. I think this horse is going to be going for a win here, folks. I think 8-1 is massive. I think the time is starting to come. It looks to be well handicapped, looks to be getting a good pull of the weights, and Rachel Blackmore should be, I suppose, keeping the good run going here now, and hopefully getting the winner for us at 8-1. 5:10, the next race of the day, and most people will be siding with Top Moon here. I'm personally not. I am going to be going with Mythbuster here, and let me just explain why. Obviously, look at Top Moon. His form is definitely very, very solid. Like when you look at what the one downfall to him, he hasn't won a race yet. For a 6-year-old, he's ran. He actually has won races. He hasn't won a race over Chasing Fence. He's not from 6 over Chasing Fence. He's 2 out of 16 in his overall career. But when you look at his last run, he was 50-1 second behind A Wave of the Sea, who he was ahead of was the Shunter who won there in the Paddy Power there this year in Cheltenham. Machuca, who went to win next time out. You jumped the last you win, who was very, very close to winning it. Was it Naas or Wexford last time out? I think it was Naas there Sunday or Monday. Andalusia, bit hit and miss. Kildare can be great. Port Stanley, decent sort. Aramax, former Cheltenham winner. Showtime, decent sort. Arbico Blue used to be a very decent sort. Jan Matt, used to be a decent sort. When you look at the form, Top Moon definitely does stand out like a sore thumb. Like you can't really go against them, but I'm mad enough to go against them for some reason. But I'm going to be going with Mythbuster here for Henry de Bromhead and Rachel Blackmore. Again, like a broken record, but we'll try our best anyway. This horse here was last year's second in this race. He's put in some fairly decent performances. Look at, he was 5th behind Casabon West, Minetta Times, Farclad, Trainwreck. He was ahead of Machuca, which is great for us because I think Top Moon was ahead of Machuca, but this Mythbuster, he was ahead of Fitzhenry, Plan of Attack, Discordantly, Roaring Bull, Captain CJ, 10-10. Aforementioned, was it Leinster National and was it the Mayo National? No, Dr. Duffy won the Mayo National. It was I can't remember who was it. Might have been the Munster National now. Aforementioned one, but that's basically what he finished ahead of. Like this Mythbuster is definitely a class act in himself as well. Like you wouldn't not disgrace him. He's rated the very same as Top Moon, but the quality of field he's beaten, I'd argue, is slightly better than what the Joseph O'Brien setup has beaten already. Look at, it's definitely it's a toss up of a kind. You can make cases for both. I'm going for the value here. I like realistically 10-11. I'd be sort of sweating going into this lad. For a horse that hasn't won over a Chasing Fence yet, but this Mythbuster, look at, we know it likes the track. We know it was a very close second in this race last year. It was second to Termisticles for Joseph O'Brien. So look at, hopefully it's not going to be a deja vu moment where he's second again. But look at, I'm going to take the chance. I'm going to say Mythbuster is going to win here, and he should be definitely one to be on. 5:40 then. This one here is going to be going with another I suppose, slight each way shout. Forever Frankie at 5-1 for Stephen Mahon and Rishi Conlon. Look at what can I say? It was a very impressive third at 80-1 in Leopardstown there in March. I suppose look at it's put in some very decent performances. Actually, tomorrow, 2 weeks ago, it debuted and it put in a very decent performance. Look at it was the same race where I suppose the long-time leader went the wrong track, but this horse was staying on very well. It was 9 lengths ahead of Eyewitness, who the Gordon Elliott setup think of highly. He was well supported that particular day. And I think the ground is starting to come into Stephen Mahon's favour. Now, we know Stephen is a summer trainer, and we know he prefers the summer ground. He was very, very unlucky there last year when lockdown struck. The ground he was hoping for, I suppose, came in the middle of lockdown and when there was no racing on. But look at, for the sake of Stephen, I know Stephen over a year now, like through helping him out there last year. I really hope that this horse can go on to win for him. I really, really hope it can. Stephen was very, very good to me, say, at the start of there last year. He was actually one of the only people in racing that was actually willing to give me a chance and pursue a potential career as a jump jockey. But that day is long since sailed. But in fairness to Stephen, it couldn't happen to a better man. I really, really hope for his sake, because he's had a rotten bit of luck with the ground and with everything else like that. With lockdown, everything considered, it's just been a bit of a Murphy's Law year for him. So I'd love nothing more to see him get his head in front and back into the winner's enclosure again. And Stephen, if you're listening in, I want to wish you the very, very best of luck. With Richie Condon taking £7 off, I'm hoping that's going to be the key to your success. Look at very, very best of luck, Stephen. I really, really hope it comes in for you. Moving on to Wexford then. Actually, before we go on to Wexford, I may as well give you the nap of the day for Thurles. It's a hard one to call. Do you know what? I'm going to say that the 4:35 Great Can at 8-1 is going to be my nap of the day. Now it'll be nap each way, but nap all the same. I think it's coming in here off an incredible chance. Should be definitely thereabouts in the finish, and hopefully at a price of 8-1 we could be in the money. 120. This one here, it's a tricky one to call. Look at, I'm personally going to be siding with Owen Doyle's charge here. Kerosene Light at 5-1. This one here, look at, when you look down through the breeding and everything else like that, it's got some very, very talented sorts. You look at, I suppose, what it's related to. I'll just go through the breeding aspect of it. He's the 9th foal out of quadrennial. He's closely related to 4 winners, including Sir Jack Yates, who was a very, very talented chaser. I was always a big, big fan of Sir Jack Yates. He was always a very, very talented sort. Stand Down, who is a 3-mile to 4-mile winner over Timber in the US. Act 4 Bumper, 2-mile and 2-mile 3 hurdle winner. The Dam is an unraced half sister to Bumper and enlisted 2-mile hurdle winner Turtle Dove, who is out of a 1-mile 2 winner. So when you look at what that when you look at all the aspects like that, this horse here is definitely got plenty of potential. Should be definitely very, very hard to beat. I'm not totally sold on Colin Bowes' charge here, Regard. It's a tricky one to call. Look, you can't write off Colin Bowe in these point-to-point events. Realistically, he is a man in serious form, but Do you know what? I'm going to take the chance. I'm going to say Kerosene Light is going to win at 5-1. It's just something that caught my eye, and Connections are definitely ones to be siding with in times like this. 155, my nap of the day, Shantaroos at even money. This one here could be, well, going by the price tag, he could be absolutely anything. He cost €470,000 in the sales. When was it? When did he? Who bought him for that amount of money? No, do you know what it was? He chased home a horse that cost €470,000. That's where I was getting mixed up with. I wasn't sure who was paying 470,000 for this lad. But yeah, look at Gordon Elliott's sword. It's it's a Nolan Valerie more and horse that cost the €470,000. But realistically, look at Shantaroos. If going by that sort of standard and going by what the Morans paid for this Ginto, like, this horse could be absolutely anything. Could be absolutely anything. Like, really, you don't see many national hunt horses fetching that sort of a money. Definitely not, say, for maybe standard point-to-pointers, maybe ones that have won listed or graded events. Now, I know an awful lot of point-to-point horses definitely reach six-figure sums, but Jesus, like, $500,000 for a horse, like, it's expensive for Connections, like, it really is. But like, this Shantaroos could be anything. Cost 50. It was bought as a 3-year-old for 50,000. That's where I was getting mixed up. That's more of a realistic price tag, I would imagine, so for this horse. But I still think he's the class act of the race, and he should be definitely very, very hard to stop. 230 then. I am personally be going with, who am I going with now? Do you know what? I'm going to go with Hans Gruber here at 3-1. I was trying to look for value. I can't really find anything here. Look, at Farmer Dial's horses are running very well, and there is a little bit of money coming for this lad. So that's a big worry for me. But look, at Hans Gruber is a half brother to Remastered for David Pipe. I think that says it all, really, doesn't it? Like, realistically, when you're looking for potential and overall capability, if Hans Gruber can be anything like his half brother, he should be running away with this field easily. I would imagine so anyway. I think he could be definitely very, very classy, very, very talented. Owned by Rob Core as well, so they don't mess about with their horses. Like, they always get the best of the best, and hopefully, looking for Connections there, it should be definitely ones to be siding with. 305 then is, look at it's namesake. It really is. Like, there's nothing else in here that's really catching the eye apart from the favorite here. That's what, 1-2 now. I wouldn't be going in on 1-2 for a point-to-pointer, but look at Love Envoi. Currently priced in around 8-1. That's as good of a name as anything. Like, I'm absolutely in awe of Ed Violin. I just spotted this horse here. Look, at coming from Farmer Dials, like I already said in the last race, he is in serious form in these point-to-point scenes. Look, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to say Love Envoi is going to be potentially another Envoy. The female version of it, it's a mare. I just love the name. I think Love Envoi is absolutely savage to name a horse. Like, realistically, if this horse is anything anywhere near good as Envoy, like, my God, we could be looking at a superstar here. 340 then, the next race of the day. What am I liking here? Shanavon Lady at 8-1 each way. Look at it's placing a couple of points. In terms of the strength and depth of them, I'm not 100% sure. The favourite definitely looks to be the more likelier winner. I think you'd be doing hard done. I suppose you'd be hard done by to look for anything really else in here, but trying to find value in here for you folks. I think this one here, the fact that it put up the best performance it put up was a rating of 91. When you look at the second favourite in here, I think that might be a bit of a typo. Saying it has a rating of 18. That can't be good. That can't be good. But look at Shanavon Lady. Look, we're going to take a chance. We're going to say this horse might get into the top three. I look at it's a flip of a kind when you're doing these point-to-point things. It's a bit like a jumper's bumper. Like anything can happen. I think 8-1 is a decent enough price for a small each way. I wouldn't be going hell for leather now, mind you, but it should be very, very hard to stop if it gets going. Now, moving on to the 4:15, and I cannot look past Air Square for Gavin Cromwell and Mr. Jamie Dunn, I think it is. I think it's Jamie Dunn. Now, I could be totally wrong with that. Claiming £7, but this one here coming in here in even money, this is taking a massive, massive drop in class. Like you're talking about a horse that was putting it up against the likes of Sayce Gold, who has since gone on to win listed and graded events. It's moving back down to the point-to-point scene. Like realistically, this horse should be winning this race doing backward handstands. This is one of the only horses that I know, that I know of, that I've been studying for quite a while, and it's been so consistent, but it's been so consistently frustrating as well. You think it's coming in here on a great mark, but still, it could find maybe one or two good. It's like I said, it's a flip of a kind with these point-to-point events. There's a couple in here. Look at Liam Kenny is one in here going for a 3-timer. Oh Dear Me. Jesus, that's a great name for a horse. Oh Dear Me. Green Hill Dams and Local Getaways. There's nothing really down the bottom of the market. No. Do you know what? We're going to stick with Air Square and we're going to say it's the next best of the day. Actually, that might be a bit of a double there now for you folks. If you want to double up Chanterouse and Air Square, both of them even money, I think that pays in around 2-1. Just calculating off the top of my head. But that could be definitely one to be siding with. And if you're looking for a treble, the 450 last race of the day, high stakes, should not be beat. Currently priced in around 4-5. I know it's odds on, but it's a nice odds on more so than like an odds on of say a 1-2 or 1-3. Look, it's very hard to look past this horse. He's raced what 2, 4, 5 times. He's won 4. He's second once. I think that says it all, doesn't it? He sets a high standard. He's mixed it with most of these here before. He should be very, very hard to beat. I would be imagining that it's going to be very, very hard to stop. Now, looking down through the card, All Shell has been backed from 33-1 into 6-1. Now, it's a first reserve. It's a €40,000 purchase last August. Looking down through his pedigree, 13-foal, brother to hurdle winner, the boys don't know, over 2 miles. It's none of your business over 2 miles 7. Half brother to 4 winners, including the Vicar, the Warden, and Warden Hill. The dam was unraced. Look, hard to know for the coffees. I don't know. I think high stakes is going to be very hard to beat. At a price of 4-5, I don't think you can look at elsewhere. And hopefully that's going to be a good end to the day. But look, like I already said earlier on in the video, I may as well talk about Patreon. What that basically is the service that we provide. Myself and the 2 boys from Racing Records, we conjoined there last December to set up an Irish racing podcast. Now, what that podcast consists of is basically giving people in the industry, both big names and small, a bit of airtime, a bit of coverage, and a bit of, I suppose, appreciation for what they're doing for the industry and for Irish racing as itself. As you all know, look at the way Irish racing was dominating Cheltenham there this year. Was it 21 winners and no 23 winners and 5 to 5 for say between Ireland, England, let's just say. I'm getting absolutely mind boggled here now for some reason, but just going back off, just like I suppose going back to the topic here about the Irish Racing Hour, what we do then for I suppose like financial gain is we set up a service, bit like a premium service, but a little bit better. I'll just give you a bit of a show of what I will be doing next. That is the Cheltenham Festival competition with a prize pot of 200 quid. All they had to do for that was to sign up to the Patreon for €10 a month. That's all we charge, folks, €10 a month. And we give away a prize pot of 200 quid. We do monthly giveaways, we do different things like that. Just I suppose keep people financially gaining more so than what they're giving into us. We definitely give back what we get in. Obviously, look at when you're starting off doing things like this, it is very tough, and these sorts of things are very greatly appreciated. But I leave a link in the description below if you want to sign up before the end of March. I leave a link below. But the fact that Patreon does do automatic payment at the first day of every month, I would be suggesting, say, sign up. Well, we know March, April. Say sign up for the 1st of April. That way you'll get the whole month. You'll be entered into the monthly giveaway, and you'll have a very healthy strike rate of profit and loss for the sake of €10 for a whole month. But look, I'm going to leave it there. Look, if we're going to be having a bet tomorrow, the very, very best of luck. A big apology on my end for today. It was just not our day there today. Look, hopefully we'll be able to turn the screw again and hopefully keep going on the good run that we were for the past 3 days. Because best of luck tomorrow. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I hope to God we have a few winners tomorrow.